Okay, now we're going to drop two altered chords on the bottom four strings, and there's four shapes. We're going to use G7s for this. This is one G7, then this one, and this one, and this one. And that one's going to be fun. We'll get to that one last. I may have to move it down to F7 or something when we do that one. But that's okay. Or I can grab a different guitar. But today we're going to do this one. And this is a G7 chord, just the bottom four strings. I'm playing 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, and 4th fret. Very common. Oftentimes we would play all 6 strings, like a bar chord. And I am barring because I got to get these two notes here. So we have G, D, F, and B. Okay, so we have the root, the 5th, the 7th, and the 3rd. Now, 7th and 3rd, guide, remember the 7th and 3rd are the guide tones. Those are not going anywhere. We're going to leave those right there. So for all of these chords that we're going to learn today, those two notes are going to stay the same. We may not be able to use these two fingers on it, but we will not be moving those two notes. So we're going to basically go with just the 9th and the 5th because that's what creates an altered chord. Okay. Now, we don't have a 9th yet, so I'm going to take this root up to the 9th. Okay, so that G is going to go up to an A, and now we have a 9th in there. 9th's on the bottom. Okay. Now, for the most part, like this chord in particular is a little on the low side. I might use this if I wanted the melody, if I needed that note on top. Right? If there was the melody of the song happened to take me there, if I was doing a chord melody. I don't know if I would actually comp that chord. It's a little muddy. It's a little bit in the way of maybe the piano player or the bass player. So, you know, I would obviously go more for a 9th chord up here. Maybe do something more along that line for comping. But if nothing else, it's good theoretical practice to know all this stuff. So, okay. We have the A, the D, and then the F and the B, which we're not going to change. Okay. The A is the 9th and the D is the 5th. So let's go ahead and create a G9 with a flat 5. Okay, there it is right there. I went, now fret-wise, 5, 4, 3, 4. 5, 4, 3, 4. Kind of a cool chord. Okay, and then now we'll go back to G9 and go to G9 sharp 5. Okay, so now we're at 5, 6, 3, 4. Also kind of a cool chord. One good study to do, and you'll see this sometimes in like swing music or reading a chart, you'll see something where it goes sharp 5 to normal to flat 5 to normal kind of thing. It's a good, with all of these chords, it's always good to do that kind of thing. Like, watch this. It's difficult. It's a good finger memory kind of thing. So here I am on G9. G9 flat 5, G9, G9 sharp 5. Turned it into an exercise. I mean, I can turn anything into an exercise. If I see an issue in my playing, I will find an exercise that will hopefully fix that issue. Okay, so there's two new chords there. All right, now let's do G7 and let's sharp the flat the 9. Here's the 9th down here. Okay, and again, that's a diminished chord, always is. So G7 with a flat 9 and G7 with a sharp 9. Okay, so we have G9, G9 sharp 5, G9 flat 5. We have G7 with a sharp 9. Okay, doesn't really sound like that just because of the voicing, but it's basically the same chord. And then G7 with a flat 9. Okay, now let's come up with, we've got 4 more to do. We're going to do flat 9, flat 5, flat 9, sharp 5, sharp 9, and sharp 9, flat 5. No, here we go. And so we've got, let's go ahead and sharpen both. Okay, so this is G7 with a sharp 5 and a sharp 9. Okay, you see that? So I went from 5, 5, 3, 2 to 6, 6, 3, 4, sorry, 3, 4. Okay, so we have A sharp, D sharp, F, and B. So this would be a G7 with a sharp 9, or sharp 5, sharp 9. Okay, usually say the 5 first. I kind of mix them up every now and then, but really on paper it would probably look best if you want G7, sharp 5, sharp 9. Okay, kind of in order. All right, now if I take them both flat, this is a nice little compact chord. And you're basically looking at a C sharp 7 chord. We've talked about this before. So this is a G7 with a flat 5 and a flat 9. Okay, flat 9's down here, A flat. The flat 5 is right here, D flat. Here's our F and B, which haven't changed at all. Okay. Now let's do the other two variations. Let's go back to our G9. Let's flat the 9 and sharp the 5. Kind of like that. Okay. And so this is down here on the bottom, the A flat, the flat 9 at the 4th fret. My pinky is getting this 2nd string, or the 5th string, I guess we'd call it. And that is going to be a D sharp. There's our sharp 5, and then again the guide tone. Okay. Now, and then the other one, we want to do flat 5 with a sharp 9. That's kind of crazy, huh? So the pinky is doing the sharp 9, which is an A sharp up at the 6th fret. And then here we're just doing 4, 3, 4. Okay? All right, so just a quick review of all these chords. We're going to start at the G7, right there. And then we're going to go to G9. So now we've created a G9. There's no root in this chord. There's no G in this chord. But bass player is probably playing that, so it's not an issue. Sharp 5, G9, G9 flat 5. Okay? G7 with a sharp 9, G7 with a flat 9. Okay? G7 with a flat 5, flat 9, G7 with a sharp 5, sharp 9, and G7 with a flat 9 and a sharp 5. And then reverse those two, and we end up with a G7 with a sharp 9 and a flat 5. All right? It's pretty muddy down there. It's a little, the definition of these notes is going to be a little tight, but again, it may be a situation where in fact, I even like the sound of that going from the flat 9 sharp 5. It's good at almost, that's a really good exercise right there. It's like one of those classical guitar exercises. Right? Okay, now this is just personal enrichment time. All right, God bless you guys. I'm going to show you the next one next. That would make sense. And we're going to go up to the first inversion of the G7 chord. Okay? God bless you guys. I'll talk to you soon.